What's up everyone, Darcblade here bringing you another episode of TNA Tactics. Basically TNA stands for Trophies and Achievements if you don't already know. In this episode we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Fall of Cybertron. We're going to be taking a look at the competitive multiplayer trophies, which at first glance can seem a bit daunting, but hopefully this video will give you some tips and tactics, information, and hopefully help you get these trophies and achievements. Overall, the trophies and achievements in Fall of Cybertron are not the easiest. They do take a little bit of skill to get, but with enough time and patience, eventually you should be able to achieve all of them. Now the first achievement trophy is called Moonbase One. For this one, you have to personally capture all 3 Energon nodes in a game of Conquest in a public match. To be honest, out of all the competitive multiplayer trophies, this is one of the easier ones because when you are playing Conquest, this seems to happen naturally as long as you're focusing on taking the various Energon nodes in the match. One tip for taking Energon nodes would be to use faster characters. For example, the Scientist is a great class to use thanks to its jet form, which allows you to fly between the nodes really quickly. Also, the Infiltrator is quite a good class to take nodes. Thanks to its ability Cloak, you can scout out and see if it's safe to capture an Energon node or not. Another tactic to use for capturing Energon nodes is to run around as a group, because the more players there are on an Energon node, the faster that node will be captured. Another tactic is to play smart. For example, if the enemy are taking one of your points, it means their attention is on taking it, so you can sneak around the back and take one of their points. So as you can see, Moonbase One, capturing the nodes is not that difficult a trophy. Now the second achievement / trophy we're going to cover is Ultimate Menasor. This one is a lot more difficult than Moonbase One. For this trophy achievement, you need to capture 3 flags in a single game of Capture the Flag during a public match. For me, this was the hardest competitive trophy / achievement in Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Ultimate Menasor, in my opinion, requires one of 3 things. Either you have to be incredibly skilled, or you have to have a good team on your side, or you have to have a lot of luck. Personally, capturing all 3 flags is quite a task, and if you're playing on your own, this task is a lot more difficult than it sounds. The biggest tip I can give for achieving this trophy achievement is to work as a team. Team up with 5 of your friends and agree that you capture all 3 of the flags. Having a good team behind you really does help because they defend you from enemy attacks. They also give you safe passage to and from the enemy's flag. The other tips I can give for achieving Ultimate Menasor is to use the Infiltrator class. This class has the fastest robot speed because once you do pick up the enemy flag, you can't turn into vehicle form or you will drop the enemy flag. So you need to stay on your feet as a robot. And the Infiltrator is the fastest robot, so you need to get from the enemy's flag room back to yours as quick as possible. You could use another class, but to be honest, unless you have got a really good team on your side protecting you, the best choice to use, in my opinion, is the Infiltrator. The only other tip I can really give is to learn the level layouts. If you can find out where all the shortcuts are, or the areas where it cuts off enemy line of sight, it will help you in capping the enemy flag. Now as I said, for me, Ultimate Menasor was the most difficult trophy. It took me a lot of time to farm this, but this was because I was playing in public matches on my own. If you use the tips and tricks I've given, especially the tip about teaming up with friends, this trophy / achievement is a lot more simpler to achieve. Now the third trophy achievement we're going to cover is Heavy Metal War. This is another easy one compared to some of the trophies and achievements in this game. Now to earn Heavy Metal War, you have to kill 6 opposing players during a game of Team Deathmatch. This trophy achievement does not really require any major tactics. It will come in time as long as you keep playing Team Deathmatch. The only bits of advice I can give is to not shy away from combat. Try to get into the thick of things as much as possible. Fall for Cybertron's mechanics dictate that some classes are better against others, so try to adjust your class to what the enemy is using. There is no rule saying you have to stick to one class, so if you have killed all the enemy infiltrators and want to start killing the Titans, switch to a class that is better suited or has better weaponry for taking down Titans. The only other aspect that can sometimes make this trophy difficult is that sometimes the lobbies don't actually fill up, so you'll be fighting 4v4, thus you have no chance of taking down 6 opponents because there is only 4 on the opposing side. New players can join existing lobbies, even if sometimes it does make the teams a bit unbalanced. But luckily these players do count towards this trophy / achievement, which does help in the long run. To try to prevent lobbies from having less players, try playing the game at high peak hours. Anyway, I hope these tips help you achieve Heavy Metal War. Now the fourth trophy / achievement I'm going to cover is Ballistic Energon Goodie. Now to earn Ballistic Energon Goodie, you have to capture 5 enemy heads, return them all at the same time during a match of Headhunter in a public game. For those of you who don't know, Headhunter is a game where when you kill an opponent, they will drop an Energon spark. You can then collect these. The amount of sparks you hold will be displayed in the head count on your screen. Unfortunately, the enemy can also see how many heads you carry. This, of course, makes you a far more tempting target to gun for. This is because in Headhunter, when you kill someone who is already holding additional sparks, they will drop them sparks as well as their initial spark. These then can, of course, all be collected and handed into the various nodes around the map. Now this brings me on to the second point of Headhunter, which are the nodes. These nodes are where you hand in the sparks you've collected. These nodes will change places during the match, so keep an eye out where they are, because knowing where the nodes are sometimes is key to victory in this game type. Now similar to Ultimate Menasor, Ballistic Energon Goodie does seem to require a little bit of skill and luck. Now for me, the best way to go about earning Ballistic Energon Goodie was to play it sneaky. I played an Infiltrator and I waited until someone had a lot of Energon sparks already before killing them, stealing them, and then running away to hand them in. Another tip would be to play as a team. If you have a group of friends, team up with them and make sure that you are the one who collects all the heads and have your teammates protect you as you go to hand them in. The only other tip I can give is to play smart. Apart from that, I can't give many other tips to achieving Ballistic Energon Goodie. Now we come to our fifth and final trophy / achievement for Transformers Fall of Cybertron, which is Full Throttle Scramble Power. For this one, you have to earn the MVP in any game mode during a public match. This one is not as hard as it seems, and there are various tactics out there to try to help you earn the MVP position. To be honest, anyone with a certain degree of skill shouldn't have too much difficulty in achieving this one. A tactic you can use to gain this trophy and achievement is to play Conquest, because you can still earn points and come top of the class if you earn enough points by taking positions on the map. Stick to a character who is fast, for example the Infiltrator, or better yet the Scientist. Just fly around, capping as many points as you can, picking up the odd kill here and there, and you should soon see yourself climbing to the top of the scoreboard. To be honest, Full Throttle Scramble Power does feel a lot like Heavy Metal War, in regards to if you play long enough, you should eventually earn this trophy / achievement. So, this has been my TNA Tactics video guide to the competitive multiplayer trophies in Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Now a lot of these trophies and achievements will eventually come in time. The only two difficult ones were Ultimate Menasor and Ballistic Energon Goodie, but with enough time, effort, patience and practice, even these should be achievable. Anyway, I've been Darcblade, bringing you my TNA Tactics for Transformers Fall of Cybertron. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching and see you again next time.